Hello everyone and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. I hope you have a great day. This is a Christmas Day live stream and my name is Connor. I'll be your host for today's stream. So it's Christmas Day. Most people are probably spending a lot of time with their family away from the computer screen looking at the charts, but I have some time right now before I need to go do what I need to do, so I figured we would do a Christmas Day live stream special. Smash up that like button. Hope you're all having a great day, and let's get right into this stream. So as of right now, Bitcoin is trading at $98,000, Ethereum just below 3,500, and the market for the most part is relatively flat. There are some big movers. Mainly, I can see some people in the chat talking about AI agents, and yes, AI agents are performing really well, especially on Base. However, the top 100, as you can see, is mostly down on the day with a few exceptions, such as Fartcoin up 22%, the Move coin is up 34%, Zcash is up 6.7%, and the Bitget token continues to rally up 16% on Christmas Day. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. I can see Eric, he says he told the wife and kids Christmas was paused until Connor finishes his stream. Eric, that means a lot, man. Thank you for your support and for being here on Christmas Day. Yasir, what is going on, Yasir? He's asking about AI agents and SUI agents. We'll look at those coins in just a little bit of time. Good to have you here, though, Yasir. Shout out to Kazuya, saying hello to all Empire. Wish you all a Merry Christmas. Thank you, Kazuya. Right back at you. And Fiat Hater, what's going on, Fiat Hater? Merry Christmas. Talking about Based Land Wolf. We'll look at all these coins in just a moment. Shout out to Gary McNeese. Merry Christmas. Saying he's holding Tau and Cubic. Looking forward to Q1 of 2025, as am I, Gary. Shout out to Bergen County Real Estate. We got Roy, Mr. Torch. Merry Christmas, Roy. Wah Hewing Rise says Christmas Rally. Indeed. And CCS, what's going on? Sniff, what is going on, Sniff? He says, Connor, I sent you 1 Bitcoin for Christmas. Happy holidays, bud. Sniff, I'm not sure if you actually did send me a Bitcoin. I'll check, but I highly doubt it. But nonetheless, Sniff, I appreciate you, man. You've been here for years, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Happy holidays. Shout out to Nikhil, shout out to Yusuf, and shout out to D'Angelo as well as Amit. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy holidays. Let's get into this live stream. So again, market relatively flat, not too much happening. Now let's look at Bitcoin. So when it comes to Bitcoin at the moment, we're at $98,000. $98,000 is a very important level, actually. This is a very important level for the price to get back above and hold as support. Looking at Bitcoin on the 12-hour time frame, 98K. I'm just going to use an arrow so your eyes can follow exactly what I'm looking at. 98K is the top of this red box here. Okay, notice how when Bitcoin was marching up the first time to $100,000, it stalled right here at 98,000, 99,000 many times. Okay, support and resistance flip. Over the past few days since Friday, December 20th, $98,000 has been our resistance to break. All right, we must get back above $98,000. It goes without saying. All right, you can see we need to essentially reclaim this level. So we're going to find out if that happens today or this week. It is the holiday season, so the volatility, the volume is definitely down across the board. Bitcoin now is really trading like a TradFi, traditional finance asset, where it does very correlated movements essentially when the market hours are open. And so the holiday season right now, don't expect too much. And I think right now we will likely continue to range between 98, maybe we get back up to 102, and the low down here, which hasn't been tested yet, at around 89,000. It is still very possible we go down to this demand zone and test these range lows at $89,000, $88,000. And that would cause altcoins to pull back to their critical support levels, which they have mostly bounced from. We'll get into that in a moment. And would probably be a double bottom scenario going into the new year. All right, so what you need to know right now for Bitcoin on Christmas Day, must reclaim 98, 99K, hold it as support in order to make new all-time highs. Most likely scenario is a range-bound choppy scenario with a test of the range lows still in order, still very possible, and more likely than not, that will be your opportunity to load up for the last time before Q1, which I'm expecting some pretty bullish things for. All right, so that's BTC. Let's take a look at Ethereum. And much like Bitcoin at 99,000, Ethereum has its own level up here at $3,500. Same exact thing. We have a support resistance flip. We can see all the times it's been used as both support and resistance. Mainly over this past week, it has been resistance. So we must see Ethereum go ahead and flip $3,550, reclaim the monthly open at 3,700, and then it can finally go on to make new yearly highs. As of right now, it is still chopping around after the major flush that we saw in the middle of last week. So that's what you need to see for Ethereum in order for it to continue higher and go on to eventually make a new all-time high. Now, I have said how I think it's possible Ethereum makes a new all-time high before the end of 2024. And while it does seem very unlikely at this moment in time, with less than 1 week left of the year, it's possible, but I'd say the probabilities of that happening are quite low. Nonetheless, if it is going to happen, the first thing that must happen is Ethereum reclaiming 3,550 as well as the monthly open at 3,700. It does that, it's ready to essentially attack the highs at 4K and then, gap up to that all-time high. All in all, relatively quiet day. It's Christmas Day. And then Solana, same exact thing. All the majors look very, very identical to one another. Solana has its level at $200, equivalent to a Bitcoin at 98,000, equivalent to Ethereum at 3,550. Same thing, must reclaim 200 in order to go higher. If not, expect a choppy, range-bound scenario over the holiday period, and that likely will resolve going into Q1 of this year. Shout out to Sean Z with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Sean. He says, Merry Christmas. Best wishes to you and your family. Can we please check out Near at your convenience? Sean, Merry Christmas right back at you. And for sure, we can take a look at Near Protocol right now as we have just finished up looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, your majors, the big three that have broad implications on the rest of the crypto market. Now, knowing what we know now with Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana needing to reclaim their resistance levels, let's take a look at some of these other altcoins. So Near Protocol, pretty harsh sell-off last week, really from the start of December. A 45% drop from high to low. It's currently down 34.2%. It is using the daily 200 EMA, as you can see, as support in this level, right at around $5. So looking at Near, first of all, I'm going to check out how deep did this actually retrace. It looks like a golden pocket retracement if I take this swing high and take it down to the swing low. And that's exactly right. You can see our 61.8 as well as our 0.65. It actually touched perfectly the 78.6 on the harshest day of the sell-off, Friday, December 20th, the low. It perfectly touched the 78.6 fib retracement, has bounced, and it is above the golden pocket. Okay, so for Near Protocol, we're going to see if Bitcoin does go down to $89,000, likely you're going to see Near Protocol retrace all the way down into the low fours. $4.25 down to $4 exactly, which is where your 88.6 is. On the other hand, if Bitcoin decides to reclaim $98,000, we're likely going to see a large recovery in a lot of these altcoins, okay? So with that being said, you still shouldn't look to buy at resistance, and currently price is at resistance. It is possible we just go and break from here, but I would be looking for just simple price action to come back and test the lows down here of the week at just below $5. All right, if this is the bullish scenario, Near goes down just below 5, holds this support level, and then ideally starts to reclaim some lost ground back to the monthly open at $7. All right, it's down on the month, looking at the monthly candle right now. A nice big fat red candle on the month. So for sure, $7 is a very important level to reclaim, unless we're going to close December red, which, we have 6 days to figure that out. But yeah, key levels for Near Protocol right now. You have just below $5 at your local demand zone. And this is a lot of the price action from this past week's sell-off. And below that, you have your 425 level down to the 88.6 at $4. All right. And that would be a scenario, like I was saying, for a double bottom. Come down here, put in the double bottom at the 88.6, and then you start to move from there. But yeah, Near Protocol, like many other AI coins, like Tau, for example, they have bounced nicely from their lows, right? This is a decent bounce of 20%, but there's still a lot of ground to reclaim here. So a lot of these coins are really just at Bitcoin service, and they're going to do what Bitcoin kind of wants them to do. Bitcoin's daddy and controlling the show right now. So yeah, we'll see what Bitcoin does, and then we're going to see how these altcoins do react. But again, the likely scenario is chop. And if we do chop, be looking below $5 for that premium, or no, sorry, not the premium, but the discount of the range in order to catch the breakout higher. All right, but that's Near. Sean, I appreciate that super chat, man. And on the bigger picture, before we move on the weekly time frame, diagonal trendline resistance breakout, and this was just a perfect retest of that breakout. So likely the worst has happened, right? Again, all these coins have just retested very critical support levels. You can see it perfectly here on Near retesting this breakout. So a lot of fear, doom, and gloom. People wondering, if we're going to go lower and things like that. We're at huge support levels on so many of these altcoins. So likely the worst has already happened. A little pre-Christmas scare off, make people sell, thinking that, they need to go buy things with that money they had in crypto, but only for the market makers to pump it right afterwards. It would be a classic Christmas or pre-Christmas fake out if these things did occur. We just got another super chat from Mahir AA. He didn't say anything, but Mahir, I do appreciate that super chat, man. Thank you, sir. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's see. Bergen County Real Estate. He says, most influencers been quiet, but we got Crypto Empire out here multiple times every week with us through the thick and thin. Thank you, Connor, for being a beast. I appreciate that, Bergen County Real Estate. We also got All Day Dre in the building. What's going on, Dre? And Ringo37 saying, Merry Christmas, Connor. Thank you, Ringo. Right back at you. Merry Christmas. Shout out to WBK. Merry Christmas. Right back at you, WBK. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Roy, Mr. Touch, he says, I enjoy following your streams. Awesome, Roy. I'm glad that you're here enjoying the stream. Smash up that like button. Johnny Boy says, happy holidays, Connor. You cool, homie. Appreciate you, Johnny Boy. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Hope you're having a great day. Patrick Fitzgerald, he says, Merry Christmas and thanks for your dedication to the cause. You know it, Patrick. Happy to be here, man. I'm glad you're here with me on Christmas Day. We got Nick Cosmic. He says, is it a good time to buy alts? Good question. And I think it is a pretty decent time to buy alts, being that we essentially just experienced a major fear event where altcoins have retraced down again to these critical support levels. We were just looking at Near as an example. So you have major discounts, right? You have 30% discounts from the start of the month, 30, 40, 50% discounts on many of these coins. So if you like discount shopping, I think it's a pretty decent time, yeah? And shout out to TT, says Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, TT. Dre says smash up the like button for the Christmas live stream. Yes, sir. Thank you, Dre. Armando Pierdra says Merry Christmas, Empire. Thank you for tons of knowledge. Armando, thank you for your support. Joey Joe says, what's up, Connor, my main? I'm sitting here eating French onion soup and watching your live stream. I didn't send you one Bitcoin, though. All good, Joey Joe. You don't need to send me a Bitcoin, man. I'll be perfectly fine. But you enjoy that French onion soup, and you have a great day on Christmas Day today. All right, so let's see. Mahir AA, I appreciate that $4.99 super chat. If you do have a question, let us know in the chat. We got another super chat from Fabio Lobo. He says, safest 2x in January in your opinion. So I think a lot of coins are going to give some decent gains in 2025, especially at the start of the year. Many coins are going to 2x. Now, the safest 2x, there's no such thing as a safe coin in crypto other than, say, maybe Bitcoin, but even Bitcoin is going to drop 80% in a bear market. So understand there's no such thing as free lunch, and without risk, there is no reward. However, I'm going to basically circle back to my most recent video that I released yesterday, talking about some of these original OG DeFi coins. And there's big entities such as World Liberty Financial, which is Trump's DeFi exchange and wallet he's using to buy some of these coins, these DeFi coins that are very regulatory compliant, and they've been in development for a long time. A lot of adoption happening, okay? So again, I'll refer back to that recent video with coins like Chainlink. Okay, Chainlink is one of the stronger coins in the market at the moment, other than something like Sui. But nonetheless, here's Link on the weekly again. You have an intact uptrend with higher highs and higher lows. Now, currently on the pullback, Link went ahead and it retested the March of 2024 high. All right, the current price is $25. The all-time high is $52. Now, I'm not sure if it does happen in January of 2025, but I do see something like Chainlink going to make a new all-time high, and just to that all-time high would be $52, which is a 2x, okay? A 100% gain or a 2x. So yeah, same thing as something like Aave, referring back to that video, expecting Aave to go ahead and head to new all-time highs. Now, it's already at 370. All-time high is at 668. But nonetheless, still around a 100% gain to these levels. And I think these two are primed for more upside. They are some of the strongest coins in the market currently. And yeah, I can see them for sure giving a 100% move or a 2x in January, or at least Q1 of 2025. But Fabio, I do appreciate that super chat, man. Thank you for your support. And Mahir, he says, okay, so he's asking for some coins. Aptos, CRV, and XRP. Those are all some good coins to look at, actually. So we'll take a look at some of these. Aptos is a coin which is very similar to something like Sui. However, Sui seems to have kind of a better marketing, I guess you could say, and they didn't just oust their CEO, right? Aptos just kind of changed up their leadership, where their CEO resigned and he's now a advisor, strategic advisor or so. But yeah, that is the news of why this coin sold off. But really, it's a pretty standard sell-off that lines up with many other altcoins in the market, right? We looked at Near dropping 45%. Aptos here dropped 42%. So really, it's an on-par sell-off. People are blaming it on the news that the CEO resigned, but I mean, price action is price action. Price action doesn't lie. It is really on par with what a lot of other altcoins have done over this past week with a 40% drop or so. Now, looking at Aptos here, it has not really pulled back to its golden pocket. That's at $8.50, and you have your quarterly open at $7.69. All right, notice all the lows in these levels. For sure, there's a lot of liquidity here. If I had to guess, all traders that decided they wanted to long this sell-off, right? Maybe they waited for price to stabilize here around $9. If they took a long entry, where do they put their stop loss? They probably put it below this low at 887, or they put it beneath these lows at 774 and possibly as low as 723, but that would be a really wide stop. But anyways, this is what the market makers are looking at. They're looking at where all the liquidity is. Where does everybody have their stop if they're long? It's at these prices. Okay, so what does the market want to do? It probably wants to take everyone's stops before going higher. So if it's going to do that, I would be looking for sweeps. All right, the first level to sweep would again be just below $9 at around $8.80. All right, so that's a good place to look for price to come down to. But really, the main levels that I am seeing here for APT would be down here at around $8 exactly, and the quarterly open, which is at $7.68. So again, everything is kind of at the whim of Bitcoin currently, and if Bitcoin does want to pull back to that 98K level, Aptos will easily come to this quarterly open, grab all the liquidity, maybe hang out for a bit, and then likely rebound from there. Okay, so that is a main scenario that I see playing out with APT Aptos. Other scenario would simply be just go sideways around $9 and start to reclaim ground from there. But if I was looking for value, if I was looking for a strategic entry, a technical entry, it would be down here towards the quarterly open. All right, now let's look at CRV. So again, if I had to guess, this is probably like a 40-45% sell-off. Yes, it was a 48% sell-off. However, this has recovered really nicely. It's only down 23% from that December 7th high. And from these lows, notice how it tested the monthly open perfectly. It is up 50%. A nice bounce, all right? A lot better than a lot of other coins. So similar to Bitcoin, CRV is essentially back testing resistance. Broke down, retest. We're going to find out, is this retest a bearish retest where it will make a lower high and come down back to the monthly open and possibly down here to our level at around 50 cents? Or is it going to reclaim resistance at $1 and go for higher highs? You're at resistance on Christmas Day, all right? So is this a trap? Well, it kind of looks like a trap, to be honest with you, all right? I mean, prices can easily reject off of these resistance levels. Only thing that will stop that is if Bitcoin does indeed break out above 98K, its own respective resistance. Many of these coins are at resistance. So yeah, CRV, we're going to find out. We're back testing this $1 resistance level. We either reject, come back, probably go to the yearly open if that's the case. Again, where does everyone have their stop loss beneath this low at 68 cents? Or we reclaim and we go on to make higher highs. All right, but if you are essentially looking to trade this thing, you are definitely not in a position right now, in my opinion. I mean, you could long it here, but I don't think longing resistance is a great edge, okay? You want to buy value, always want to buy value. So I'd be looking minimum at around 75 cents, if not a breakdown to the yearly open at 60 to 50. And then XRP, starting things off looking at the daily time frame. So as I've been saying with XRP in my live streams recently over the past few weeks, mega pump, really epic pump from 50 cents to a high of $2.90. But I've been saying how it needs to cool off. I referred to Dogecoin many times while looking at XRP, showing how Dogecoin essentially was consolidating for over 40 days after its own respective epic pump. Well, this is what I mean by it needed to cool off. It needed to consolidate. This is what a consolidation looks like. If we look at the date timer, it's now been in consolidation for 23 days. All right, so just over 3 weeks of consolidation now for XRP. It's looking quite good. All right, here in the weekly time frame, again, you have your high from the 2021 bull market. Price broke out above that. This is actually looking really good. Price broke out above that, and it's holding this previous high from 2021, previous resistance as support. So that's quite bullish, if I do say so myself. You essentially want to continue to see XRP hold this high, or this support level at $2. And notice the long wicks get bought up every time price goes beneath $2. All limit orders, in this demand zone, essentially, they're just eating price up when it drops beneath 2. So if we're going to have a really bullish quarter one, XRP likely continues to hold $2 and probably goes higher from here. All right, this is a very simple kind of range play where you want to buy the discount towards $2 if you want to buy XRP. Now, if we see a breakdown of this support, a breakdown of the range, there's a very clear level at $1.50 that you should watch out for if you want to buy some cheaper XRP, if given the opportunity. But as of right now, a very simple range with $2 as your range low, range discount. And ideally, you see it resolve to the upside with a breakout higher. This is holding a lot better than many other altcoins at the moment. So we will see if that does actually continue. But Mahir, I appreciate your super chat and thank you for your support, man. One moment, everyone. All right, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Let's see what else is going on here in the live chat. Actually, before we look at this live chat again, I want to go over some stuff. First thing, let's take a look back at Bitcoin's prices on Christmas Day throughout the years now. 2024, $98,000. 2023, 1 year ago, we were at 43,000. 2022, 16K. That was the bottom of this current 4-year Bitcoin cycle. 2022 was the bottom of the current 4-year cycle at $16,000. Just 2 years later, we're at 98K. A nice multiple. And it just goes to show you, you want to buy, you want to be greedy when other people are fearful. All right. Anyways, looking at where we were 10 years ago, 2014, the price of Bitcoin was $319 10 years ago on Christmas Day. Here we are at 98,000. This is insane. And the thing is, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset of the past decade, 100%. The thing is, it's kind of scary to think about where it's going to be in 10 years' time from now. Being that the dollar, the US dollar, is on its decline, on its way out, basically undergoing a planned demolition or self-destruction, fiat money in general, the whole banking system, it's towards the end of an era. All right. So it's scary to think about where Bitcoin's going to be trading at in 10 years time from now. And again, Bitcoin is actually an AI product. Bitcoin is likely all the energy used to, mine Bitcoins with the Bitcoin network. That's likely has something to do with artificial intelligence. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that coming out in the coming years. So yeah, it's going to be a really crazy decade ahead. And, Bitcoin's going to be a lot higher than $98,000 in 10 years' time. People worried about quantum computing cracking Bitcoin. Well, what if Bitcoin was its own AI and quantum computing isn't necessarily an issue? That's something to think about and watch as time progresses. That will likely come true. So anyways, crazy to look back at where we have come from and where we are today. Now, moving on to some other things, right? Santa rally today. Here's a funny meme that depicts a lot of people's emotions. So as you can see, the price of Bitcoin is red. Just a few days ago, it was at 94,000. The world is a cruel and unjust place. There is no harmony in the universe. The only constant is suffering. Well, we bounced 1%, we bounced 2%, and we are so back. A lot of people probably feeling exactly like this today on Christmas with this slight bounce we are having in the market. But again, Bitcoin is essentially retesting or back testing the $98,000 resistance level. And there's really no way to sugarcoat it. We are at resistance. We either reject or we reclaim. And if we do reject from here, even just back down to our lower demand zone, I'm sure the emotions of most people in the market will immediately going back to feeling like this guy up here on top. Don't let your emotions get to you, guys. Understand why you're here in the first place. Understand your goals and the bigger picture at large here. And don't succumb to your emotions, because usually the best move to make is opposite of what your emotions tell you to do. Whether it comes to buying after huge sell-offs and prices are red and you're wondering why you decided to get into crypto in the first place, or when it comes to selling when everything is green and you're up tons of money. Obviously, money is relative. Maybe you're up millions, maybe you're up hundreds of thousands, maybe you're up thousands, maybe you're only up hundreds. Wherever you started and you're feeling euphoric, but you think it's going to keep going higher, your emotions telling you to hold. Again, usually the best move to make is the opposite of what your emotions are telling you to do. So remember that, and don't be, a sap in the wind, succumbing to your emotions all the time. A piece of driftwood drifting at sea with no direction. You don't want that to be you. Anyways, lads, Merry Christmas. Don't be this guy up top. Let's see what else is going on with the live chat. We got Aldahir Murga. He says, OMG guys, everyone long sushi now. Trader SZ and his whole community about to ape in huge. Don't miss this opportunity. I'm not sure if you're trolling or being serious, but if I had to guess, you're probably you're probably being serious. But yeah, I mean, listen, that's not a trading edge. That's not an edge in the marketplace. You saying that some guy trader SZ is going to long with his whole community, that is not an edge in the market. All right, you're gambling. You're straight up gambling if you're longing sushi based off of that thesis. So don't do that, man. Don't gamble like that. But who am I to tell you what to do? You do whatever you want. It's your money at risk. Anyways, like many coins right now, sushi pulled back to the monthly open. If I had to guess, what is it? A 45-50% sell-off. 55% sell-off, actually. Okay, so pretty on par with many of the sell-offs we saw with a lot of alts. To the monthly open, to this 125 level, we have bounced nicely. This is probably like a 30-40% bounce. 32%, currently up 25%. So again, we have a new range formed. Low at 125, bounce at resistance. Notice all these wicks into this resistance level where they're going to reclaim. And Trader SZ and his community will make money. Or what I can see happening is another test of the local support level down here between 140 and 125. And all the people on leverage would probably freak out or maybe even get liquidated because they have zero idea on how to use leverage. And then price will be able to go up from there after all the over leveraged people are out. So yeah, if you want a long sushi, I would personally set limit orders around 141 to the monthly open at 133. But that's just me. I certainly would not market buy sushi because some dude in his community said they're all going to buy it at the same time. That is how you get destroyed. But again, you do whatever you want there, Alda here. Good luck to you, my friend. Merry Christmas. Let's see. Ben says, can you check Rio, sir? We for sure can check out the Relio network. And Rio continues to struggle to break out past these levels at 140 to 150. I'm looking at these highs up here. Right? Notice after Rio's parabolic pump in Q1 of 2024, this was its support level right at around $1.40. It broke down. And it's just been using that as resistance now for the past 8 months or so. All right, so this is a very large range. And this range has been going on now for the past 150 days or 5 months. So a long, long range with Rio. After hitting a high of $3.15, it's basically just been chopping around between $1 and 60 cents, 50 cents. So with this flush out, we came back down to support at 75 and it's bounced back to $1. So what is going to happen for Rio next? Well, clear thing that needs to happen is a break above 125. That's where your monthly open is. As well as it's a wide resistance range from 125 up to like 160. But yeah, you really need to see this monthly open get reclaimed and a higher high created. This range needs to resolve. Otherwise, it's just going to go sideways for eternity. The range probably will resolve in Q1 of 2025. And being that I'm bullish, I do expect it to resolve to the upside. Okay, but with that being said, if you want to buy Rio, you should still look for the discount of this wide range. And the discount of the range is really down here, below this orange line. So if you see the price of Rio from 80 cents down to the lows at like 60, 50 cents, that's the discount, okay? So if you want to buy it at value, those are the value levels. And again, 5-month range, you want to see it resolve with a breakout to the upside. Who knows when that's going to happen? Ideally, it will be in Q1 of 2025, but as of right now, it is range bound, smack dab in the middle of the range. Shout out to Rich Crypto Man. He says, thank you very much, Connor. No problem, Rich Crypto Man. Thank you for your support. Clop Zone, he says, when is the right time to sell all Bitcoin and go into altcoins? Good question. And we actually haven't looked at Bitcoin dominance yet today. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these large indices. Here's Bitcoin dominance. And when we were live a few days ago, we were talking about how it's still breaking down and retesting or back testing resistance. And we've been waiting to see if this retest will lead to a continuation of this downtrend, or if this was actually just a fake sell-off and Bitcoin dominance is going to go up to make a higher high before eventually plunging like a boat anchor. So the correct time to sell your Bitcoin for altcoins, I think it's soon. If not, I mean, now. It's hard to time the exact moment, right? If you do sell your Bitcoin for altcoins now and you see Bitcoin dominance go up to 63%, you're going to be like, man, I should have waited, of course. Okay, so I think you're in the region, you're in the range where you should be looking if you want to make that play of selling your Bitcoin into alts. That's a personal decision that only you can make. But if you do want to do that, I think you're in the region of when you should be distributing your Bitcoin into altcoins. This level from 60% to 63.5%, this is the origin of the breakdown that occurred in 2021 when we had the market-wide altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance has been going up for basically 2-3 years at this point. And it's right back to the origin of the breakdown. This is a supply zone. Okay, so yeah, you're in the region if you want to sell your Bitcoin for alts. These are the times to do it. Now, if you see Bitcoin dominance spike up here to 63%, I'm not sure you will ever get a better time if you want to make that trade and sell your Bitcoin for altcoins. And you see Bitcoin dominance spike up and make one more higher high to 63%, I don't think you're going to get a better opportunity to make that trade. On the other hand, you can wait for confirmation of a breakdown here. And that would be a lower low past 54.5%, and that would be a confirmed continuation of the downtrend. All right, so the best thing to do would be wait for confirmation, right? Either you see one last jolt up, or you see the breakdown. Whatever happens first, if this happens, then do that. If then that. That's how I would play the trade from Bitcoin into altcoins at the current moment in time. Hope that helps, though. Clop Zone. Let's see. Filmy says, hello, sir. Slava Ukrainia says, Near's put it in a cup and handle on the hourly. Yeah, I mean, this is not price action I want to be trading, right? I'm not really concerned about the hourly candles right now on Christmas Day. Also, look at the trading volume. I mean, it is relatively low, especially compared to where it was at the start of December. It's noticeably lower. All right, so low volume, chicken scratch, sideways price action. Maybe this is a cup and handle, but I'm personally, I want to enjoy this Christmas Day and not be staring at my cell phone. So I'm not too concerned with the hourly candles at the moment. I like to look at the bigger picture, the 12-hour, minimum the 4-hour, 12-hour daily, weekly charts to get my read. But if you are trading intraday, then for sure, looking for moves on the hourly is fine, but I don't think it's a great time to be like scalping, day trading on Christmas, low volume. It's just, I think there's better use of your time today, but hey, Slava, appreciate you being here, man. Thanks for your support. Let's see. Filmy says, please check out GMT. Well, it looks like GMT has actually pulled back to the quarterly open, and it failed to hold this level of demand at 20 cents. All right. So this is, again, a very wide and it's a wide, long time frame, higher time frame, descending channel here that we're essentially looking for GMT to break out of eventually at some moment in time. So rejected over here at resistance, pulling back to the middle of the channel, and also demand on the daily and weekly time frames. Again, all these altcoins pulled back to super important levels. This was a pullback of 52%, so right on par with many others. And here's the thing. Again, this is demand in here. Quarterly open. We know it's an important level. If we lose this, where's it going to go? It's going to go to the bottom of this channel, which is at 6 cents basically. All right, that would be a lower low past all of its bear market lows. Can that happen? I mean, look, anything can happen. Anything could happen, but I just don't see these altcoins going to make new lows past its bear market lows. That doesn't really add up to me. I see that as a very low probability scenario. So more likely than not, this support level at around 10 to 12 cents is going to end up holding. More likely than not, weekly demand here on GMT. So I would be looking for GMT to put in a base and recover out of this back up to the monthly open and the high of this parallel channel at around 23 to 25 cents. Let's see what else is going on. D'Angelo says, do you think TREZOR on Solana has additional room for growth in the next year or so? By the way, Ski Mask Dog still just holding that 20 cent level really well. So does TREZOR have additional growth in it? Here's your TREZOR chart. And I know we looked at this thing a few times. Let's see if I put any markings on the chart. No, I didn't, but I feel like we looked at this a few times when the price was up here, closer to $1. And this is just another lesson on why, if you want to buy something, if you're extremely bullish on something, it's still better to just not buy the after huge green candles and wait for a retracement. Does TREZOR have additional growth? I'm not really too sure about this coin's essentially growth potential and fundamentals. But all in all, looking at the chart, I would say that this punished a lot of top longers or top buyers, and it likely does continue to hold this base down here at around 40 to 30 cents, and it probably will bounce just looking at the chart, raw technical analysis, price action. So yeah, I mean, as long as it's not a straight up rug pull, it probably does have additional growth in it going into the next year. But this is just a clean example of why you don't want to FOMO buy. You want to wait for the pullbacks. Anyways, we got a super chat from Mark for $4.99. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. He says, TEMA has broken all-time high again today, looking super bullish as the MEXC listing is on the 27th of December. Awesome, Mark. Thank you for the super chat. Some interesting stuff here. TEMA the raccoon. This is the famous TikTok raccoon. I've been getting asked about it every single live stream. It continues to tear up. It is going straight up now in a parabolic fashion. Now, I don't want to spoil your Christmas, Mark. And this probably won't spoil anyone's Christmas. But this coin's in a parabolic move. It's going vertical. It's going straight up. Right? You guys first super chatted me when this thing was down here, I guess at like a penny or something. It's up 4 or 5x or so. I think the first time you guys asked me about it on stream was when it was making these highs at a penny or so. So it's vertical. From the end of November, it is up 35x. All right. Very nice return. You say it's getting listed on MEXC. Now, it doesn't always happen, but I've been in this market for a while. I've been in meme coins that have gone parabolic and they've gotten listed on MEXC, and that was the top. All right, so I would be looking, if you're up huge on something like TEMA, I would be looking to have a healthy profit-taking schedule and realize your unrealized gains on this raccoon TikTok meme coin. Again, I've been around a while. I've seen MEXC listings cause tops. I've seen KuCoin listings cause tops. It's actually a pretty common thing when a coin that's only on chain gets listed on an exchange for it to have a major drop the day it gets listed, because people that don't want to sell it on chain whales that know people are tracking their wallets. If they sold, it would cause mass panic, but it gets listed on MEXC, they can send it into the exchange and they can sell without issues of people tracking their wallets. So I don't want to put any fear out there. I don't want to say, oh, this is topped out, it's done. I mean, it's surprised and past my expectations already, but I will say I've been around long enough to see exchange listings cause local tops, and I would be really wary of that if I was up huge on TEMA right now, and that's all I'm saying. But regardless, crazy play. I mean, buying the top the first time you guys super chatted me about TEMA, I would be up 5x right now. I didn't because I don't top last. But nonetheless, shout out to you guys and shout out to the TEMA team and the TEMA community for making this happen. Merry Christmas, and thank you for the super chat, Mark. All right, let's see what else is going on. Sorry, Yasir, I missed your super chat, my man. Yasir, thank you for your super chat. He says, technicals and thoughts on SUI agents, please. For sure. Let's look at SUI agents. All right. So let's go over the first part of the question, technicals. So this is a nice chart. It's been building for a while now. Or, I mean, not really. It's been building for 2 weeks from the start of December. But notice how there's been no crazy parabolic takeoffs and no crazy drops either. You just kind of have a healthy buildup right now. All right, so it's setting the stage right now. And in terms of the technicals, you are at, the bottom basically. You're at launch price. You're at the lowest demand zone on the chart. So if you're looking for a buy zone, this is the buy zone. From current price down to 10 cents is indeed the buy zone. Again, healthy buildup right now. No jerky moves in either direction. It's just a nice chart being painted right now. So volume has for sure died off. You can see the market structure shift from this kind of range-bound choppy action to just really sideways accumulation, if you will, in demand. So what I would be looking for on SUI AI or SUI agents is this demand zone to actually hold and for it to move and pump out of this. To the high, to these highs, you have, a 150% move, 170% move. So I see minimum that happening unless this thing just is a honeypot or some kind of rug. If that's not the case, it minimum probably will go back up to these highs, and that's a 170% gain. But yeah, you're in the buy zone. And new coin bullish narrative on SUI. SUI's it's one of the strongest altcoins actually at the moment. So it's a promising coin, but very high risk, and it could be a decent asymmetric bet. And thoughts on this. So it's a one-click AI agent deployment, launching software basically. And this is the popular thing now. These things exploded at the end of November going into December, right? Shout out to Nico Dem, who brought Pump or AI Fund to our attention here. And it's the same thing, right? This is on base though. There's hundreds of these now. There's hundreds of one-click AI agent deployers. I'm not sure how many there are on SUI at the moment, but if this is one of the more legitimate ones on SUI, well, it's undervalued right now if that's the case. So yeah, I mean, it's in demand currently. Hope that helps, Yasir. Trevor says, Merry Christmas, Connor, and everyone else. Thinks I was just to ask about Sui AI in myself as well, but feels somehow not legit. Yeah, so we're in an AI boom, and many of these AI projects are complete LARPs that are really not doing anything but, some marketing in an attempt to make a quick buck. So that's why you need to be really wary of this stuff and understand that all of these low market cap new AI agent deployer one-click things, 99% of them are, indeed total scams. So that's why you shouldn't risk a large amount of money, and you should look to secure your initials, but no risk, no reward. And if you want to catch some big moves, well, then you got to take some risk. But anyways, I understand where you're coming from, Trevor. Merry Christmas to you. Shout out to Trucker Steve. My man Trucker Steve says, Merry Xmas, keep on trucking. Yes, sir, Trucker Steve. Good to have you here. And Fiat Poor says, Merry Christmas, lad. Smash that like button. This lad keeps it real. Thank you, Fiat equals Poor. Merry Christmas to you. And let's see, All Day Dre with a question. He says, are you more bullish on Beppe than Pepe base because it's the OG? Just wanted to see your thought pattern. The Pepe base is at over 100 million market cap to my knowledge. So the Pepe on base is for sure a newer coin, and it exploded hard out of the gate. So personally, yeah, I am more bullish on Beppe because, like you said, it is newer. I think it's more organic. This was a total stealth runner, this base Pepe, right? Total stealth runner. And if you look at it, this is a full cycle again, going back to many of these altcoins. Let's see the percentage. The ruler doesn't even show me the percentage gain, which tells me it's probably absolutely bonkers how high this thing rose and how fast it rose. So we're going to need our forecast tool. Let's see if I can find my forecast tool. Here it is. And let's take the low from the 16th of September to the high. Okay, so a 50x. Currently, it's up around 30x from September, which is 99 days or 3 months. So yeah, this has already put in a phenomenal run, and you can see some early signs of distribution. Maybe this is just a correction before it goes even higher from here, but I would be very weary of that. And understand people are up. They were up 50x. They're currently up 30x in 3 months' time. For sure, there's going to be a lot of profit taking that's already playing out. Now, something like Beppe on base, as you can see, is going all the way back to March. But if we grab our forecast tool from, let's take around the same date, September 16th, it did put in a high of, okay, this thing went up 25x. It's currently up around 13x. Much lower market cap at that. This is 11 million. The other one was, 100 million. So yeah, if I was looking in terms of value, I think Beppe is more valuable in terms of its appreciation from this moment in time. Now, this is all speculation. It's not financial advice at all. But Dre, to answer your question, yeah, I'm more bullish on Beppe. And Beppe is building a lot, and I know the team is dedicated to the cause, and I think they're actually here to see something through. They stuck around this far. Look, it is a meme coin at the end of the day, but yeah, I'm more bullish on Beppe than base Pepe. Seems more organic, less cabal, but we'll find out. It ain't over until the fat lady sings, and she hasn't sung yet. So we'll see which one actually ends up outperforming from this moment in time. Universe Unearth asked, is this live? Yes, this is live. Indeed, it's live. You can see it's live on YouTube. If you go to my channel at the home screen, it will say live. That's real. We are indeed live right now on Christmas Day. Let's see. Fiat Hater says, I need price to go up. I can't take this anymore. Every day I'm checking price and it's dipping. Every day, check price, bad price. I can't take this anymore. I have overinvested by a lot. I feel like you copied and pasted that in, but all good. Shout out to Adrian Kent with the 2 thumbs up, as well as Stacy Lewis. What's going on, Stacy? It says, hi, Connor. Stealing other people's coins will also get you wrecked. Them moving states and selling not going to make a difference. It can still be tracked. Connor, why my own country of America try to make me be fearful? Makes me wonder and think about what they all did and already knew. Yeah, Stacy, you're getting deep in the rabbit hole over here for sure. That's definitely a conversation we can have, but on Christmas Day, we'll keep it a little more joyful and not get into that rabbit hole at the moment. Shout out to Kylo the dog saying, dude, you're live in Christmas. What a boss. The grind doesn't stop. Just got back from a patient. Yeah, Kylo, we got some time right now. We got some time to go live. So instead of loafing around and watching the New York Knicks game, I figured I would go live on YouTube. We got a question about HBAR. And let's take a look at it. So very similar to XRP, where it's broken out and it's doing a really good job holding this higher ground. Very similar chart structure as well to XRP. Almost identical, basically. XRP has its $2 level. HBAR has its 25-cent level. Notice every time price dips beneath 25 cents, it's getting bought back up. So what I would be looking at right now for HBAR is a gap fill for a double top. And it's already kind of moved significantly from the lows, but to complete the gap fill, it's still another 25% actually back up to 39 cents. From there, whether it sweeps and rejects or just goes and breaks out, that's something we're going to see. But the move in the short term for HBAR is a gap fill for a double top minimum at 39 cents, which is a 25% gain. This is a range-bound chart. If we do gap fill up to 39 cents and we reject, I would look for the discount of the range closer to 25 cents. And I do think it will resolve with a breakout to the upside in Q1 of 2025. But for now, the immediate short-term move would be a gap fill up to 39 cents on HBAR. Now, in terms of some AI, let's look at the AI market. Because look, AI and AI agents, it's all the rave right now. Let's open up our AI coins. First thing I want to show you guys is the virtuals chart. And looking at virtual, the price is back up to essentially the all-time high. Again, it costs 100 of these tokens to deploy an AI agent on virtual protocol. And 100 tokens at the current price, it does cost $312. Many of the agents launched on virtual are performing extremely well, namely coins like AI XBT. We got another tab open. Let's look at that. Pumping, looking to make new highs. Luna, same. Pumping, breaking out of this range. Now there is REI, which has moved really quick. As you can see, this parabolic move in a very short amount of time from 0.009 cents to a high of 7, currently at 5.4 cents. It does look like a bull flag over here. Right, but these are the most bullish looking coins currently in the market. All these individual agent coins. And virtual is the main ecosystem, right? We were just looking at SUI agents or whatever. It's basically a copycat of something like virtual. This is the main thing. Virtual is the main thing, and it is on base. Now, is this a precursor of what's to come in Q1? because typically we'll see a lot of huge AI developments in Q1 of the new year. And I'm pretty sure the NVIDIA conference is once again in March of 2025. I think it's like a yearly event every year in March. So with another NVIDIA conference, all these AI developments, this AI agent boom all happening at the same time, the stage is being set for another AI mega pump. And looking at some of these centralized exchange AI coins, here you can see Tau is once again back above $500. And look, it went and tested the lows. If it was going to break 400, it would be back down to its bear market prices, basically, or the bear market of 2024 for altcoins at like $200. Again, I didn't see that happening. I didn't see these things going back to their bear market prices. So I'm not surprised to see Tau back above 500, right? Things like OXO still holding above 30 cents. 8 cash in demand. Render, 750 at the moment. I mean, harsh pullback like many of these coins, but still holding this breakout on the daily time frame. We've seen this a lot, actually. This is not the first time this live stream where I've shown you a chart on the higher time frames have a diagonal breakout, and it simply just went and retested it on this sell-off, on this flush. These are standard moves, right? This is not anything out of the ordinary happening. Breakout, retest, bump and run. I mean, send it. The stage is being set for an AI mega pump, 100%. Now, when it comes to coins like Cubic, they just got listed on Bybit futures. And look, all this means is you can trade it on leverage now, which means it's succumbed to more kind of manipulation. So it's good for exposure, but in terms of price action, we're going to see how it does affect the price action. It's already been listed on MEXC futures, but you know, Bybit is one of the biggest exchanges in crypto, and they just listed Cubic on futures now. So it's big news, great for exposure, and we're going to see how it does affect the price action. But anyways, looking at Cubic here, still holding this bull flag structure. And the pullback essentially was a test of the daily 200 EMA. But all of these AI coins, they're setting up for the next legs higher, okay? So as of right now, the AI agents are the main thing. They are getting the attention. I do think attention will shift to these more classic utility AI coins on centralized exchanges. And you guys know my bags at this point. If you watch the channel, I mean, if you're in my mastermind, you for sure know the bags. But for the most part, AI is the sector of the market where I personally have the largest, exposure to. Because I really do see some promising moves in the AI sector. Now, something like TAI, which is TAR's protocol on Solana, you can see on the pullback, all it did was break out and just retest the previous high. None of these pullbacks are concerning. None of them have really scared me. Like, there's nothing to be scared about is what I'm trying to say here. Like, this is all healthy price action. All right, breakout, retest. How many examples need to be shown? I think you guys probably get the picture at this point. But I mean, if this is backed by the Solana Foundation like they say it is, a clean breakout and retest like this, it's probably going to send to new highs. So there's a lot of opportunity in the AI sector. And something like Virtual can continue to rip up. I mean, this is kind of the leader. Crazy that this is that accurate at 1.5 billion? Let's check. So the actual market cap is 3 billion. So this thing caught up to the top AI projects in the space in a matter of months. It basically did what Tau did last year. Where, I mean, when I was buying Tau originally, it was like a 200, 300 million market cap. It quickly repriced by like 10 to 20x and, went to where it is now, around 3 to 4 billion market cap. But I mean, Virtual is on an insane run at the moment. It can continue and likely will continue, but understand you are no longer early anymore, right? This is like the equivalent of buying Tau at like $250, $300 after it rallied from 50, in my opinion. Similar. So, yeah, anyways, AI, definitely the hottest sector in the market. AI agent coins are the new meme coins going forward in 2025. Animal memes are old news. AI agents are the new kids in town that are taking over. But anyways, just to summarize this little Christmas live stream in terms of AI coins, they all just set the stage for a major move higher with the pullback. All they did was break out and retest critical support levels. They held them well. And if they were to break those, they would be back to Goblin Town bear market prices. But I didn't see that happening, and it's not happening. So anyways, AI, very bullish on it. Very bullish on AI in general. All right. It looks like our live chat is being raided by bots. So I think this is the first time this has happened to me on a live stream. But if we do have any mods still alive, I would appreciate some help getting these bot comments out of our live chat. Got to go ahead and clean this up. Yeah, we are for sure getting attacked by bots at the moment. That's a shame. That is a shame indeed. But hey, I guess that's what happens when you have a few hundred people watching you. The bots want to get their eyes on things. We are Schiller Army. Well, unfortunately, you're breaking the rules of my live chat with your spam. So I'm going to have to reprimand you for that by putting you all in timeout. All right, I think we dealt with most of them. Anyways, I missed a super chat in the midst of this bot attack. We got a super chat from T. Will Lineman. He says, what indicator are you using to show the highs and the lows? Yeah, I get asked this question like every stream at this point, but this is the Spaceman BTC key level indicator, right? If you just go to indicators and you search Spaceman, you'll see it here, all right? It's key level Spaceman, and you can change the settings to your preferences, but I like the weekly high and low as well as the open. And yeah, that's how I show the highs and lows like that, as well as the Monday range and the mid range. Hope that helps, T. Will Lineman. Yeah, Fiat Hater, somebody has an identical name to you. they have an identical name to you. That's funny. Anyway, shout out to Top Legend. What's going on, Top Legend? Selvi Cooking and Vlog says Bitcoin down or up. Look, you're at 98K resistance. And down or up, all you got to know is that if you want to make a new all-time high, you got to get back above 98, 99K. The range lows down here at 88. If you're looking to buy things and you see Bitcoin down here at the range lows, this is when the time will be optimal for that down here. But as of right now, we're back testing from the underside of resistance. All right, a little back test to either confirm a move lower or go ahead and see if we can break out. But I'm not calling either direction right now because it's Christmas and I really doubt something significant is going to happen today, but who knows, we'll see. Let's see, Bitcoin Ether says you were right, need to stop looking at my phone. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the case with a lot of people, right? Especially if you're like trading on leverage. I showed you the price action on the hourly time frames for these coins. It's literal chicken scratch on the hourly. Like, there's nothing to trade here. Like, this is Bitcoin today. Literally nothing. Literally nothing. So, yeah, I mean, I think the day is best used not staring at your phone, for sure. Shout out to Danny saying Merry Christmas. Says, can you check out FET, Pepe, and FWOG? We'll look at some of these for sure. So, FET, like many of these other AI coins that I just showed you, right? Setting the stage, pullback of 50% or 49%, And where has it gone? I mean, it's gone to these support levels that have been holding from September. Okay, I mean, September was like the low that we broke out from. So if the market was bearish, well, it's probably going to drop lower from here. But I don't think the market's in a bear market. So being that we have just pulled back to the same prices we were at the lows in September, I highly doubt we break down from here on something like FET. And I will be looking for $1 to continue to hold as support. Probably a great time to load up on this coin if you're bullish, just like Render, just like Tau, just like any of these AI coins. I think they're all in great levels. Now, Pepe has essentially reclaimed its range. Okay, this was just a little deviation basically. Now, Pepe was in this range for a while, sold off hard. This was a major liquidation flush out, and it's now reclaimed its range. So that's great. I would still look for a wick fill. As the age-old saying goes, wicks do tend to get filled. You do have this long wick on the daily. So if you do want to buy, I'd look out for a wick fill. But as of right now, this is looking pretty decent in the sense that this is a nice deviation. All right. So some strength there from Pepe. And if this is going to go make new highs, you don't want to see it retrace this entire pump. That would be quite bearish and a loss of all momentum. So yeah, the fact that it has reclaimed this range is a very good sign. Now the last one is FWOG on Solana. And this has put in a 50% move from the lows a few days ago. As you can see, 54% up. Now this is a Solana meme coin. And look, it has gone through a full market, boom cycle where it went in 3 months, 56x in price. I'll keep my personal thoughts aside and I'll just keep it on the chart, strictly business. It's in a downtrend, okay? It went parabolic. It now broke down, made a lower high, made a lower low, and we're going to find out if this is just some kind of crazy fartcoin V-shaped recovery or a downtrend continuation where it's going to make another lower high and come back down to where I personally see it going, sub 10 cents. It's in a downtrend after going parabolic. Was this the bottom at 200 million? Possibly, but at the same time, a meme coin like this, look, it can make a new low quickly. So I would be really careful and understand if you were buying FWOG, it is a very high risk play with the potential of it dropping all the way down here to 7 cents. Now, the people that are bullish on this coin, they're going to think I'm crazy saying this. That's cool. That's cool. I don't really care. It went 55x in 3 months. So that's a full boom cycle, and it's going through its bust cycle. I see it having a total reset and going back to the bottom. I see the downtrend it's in now. I also understand that crazy things happen in this market as it's very inefficient, and maybe it will actually just V-shape recovery out of here and go to highs. I don't see that happening, but who knows? Anyways, Danny, I hope that helps. Let's see. We got Differiner. He says, classic Jewish Christmas Day is Chinese food and movie. This year it's Crypto Empire live stream. Thanks, Connor. Well, happy Christmas Day, Differiner, and enjoy the Chinese food and the live stream instead of the movie today. I appreciate your support, and thank you for being here. Let's see. Patrick says, hey, Connor, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Speaking of Tau, what levels do you project before we hit the next bear market? In terms of like high prices, what levels do I project? I project minimum prices of $3,000 to $5,000 for Tau before the bear market. Some lower price targets that I see getting hit. Let's see. Shout out to Ghost. He says, Merry Christmas. What's up, Ghost? Good to have you here. And Rinum19, what's going on, Rinum? He says, Merry Christmas, Connor. Thoughts and targets on BKN Bricken. So Bricken, real world asset coin on Base, I believe. Or is it just on ETH? No, it's just on ETH. Let me confirm that though. Pretty sure they do have a base contract address. No, just ETH in the Binance Smart Chain. Anyways, so this coin has put in a nice run from its bottom in August, from 10 cents to a high of 60 cents. It's currently at 40. All right, so I want to put this line on. I'm going to do it from right to left, actually, and not extend it. I don't want to extend that. But just so I have this how I want it, I'll do it from right to left, like so. Okay, so this is its third touch after a pretty harsh sell-off back into demand. So my thoughts initially looking at Bitget right now, knowing what it is, right? It's an RWA coin. It enables the trading of real-world assets on the blockchain. I know it does have some pretty good fundamentals, strong partnerships, and things like that. It's got a lot of good things going for it. And I like the power of threes. So you have one, you got two, and you got three. Now, I'll go as far as to say that this is Bitget's bull market trend line. Okay, so if you are bullish on this coin and you see it going higher, and I'm telling you this is the bull market trend line, there's only two scenarios that can happen. It bounces from here and goes to new highs, or it breaks down and it's a total failure. I doubt the second scenario where it breaks down and it's a total failure happens. Okay, maybe it will break the line and go to like these lows at 25 cents again. That's possible. But really, this is a very important trend line right now for BKN. So you really want to see it hold this trend line. You do. And you want to see it go to make a new high from here and continue its uptrend. So random, that's my thoughts on BKN. Now, in terms of its its potential, well, it's got a pretty interesting chart here where it launched and it went straight up when the market was very bullish to $1.40. So in terms of its potential, you really want to see this thing go on to at least the highs. I would be looking to book gains from 70 cents to 94 cents. But really, you want to see this thing go and, minimum test the highs, but you want to see it break out and make new highs in this bull run. So yeah, you're at a very important trend line right now, Rhythm. So you want to see that hold and bounce. And let's see, what do I think about... Let's see, Fiat Hater, he says, mate, looking at your streams, comments, retail is definitely here. That's funny, Fiat Hater. Yeah, that's the reality of it, huh? Anyways, what do I think about Factcoin? Factorn. So Factorn, I believe it's the integer blockchain with like a Coinbase grant. Performance has been relatively lackluster. Now, the thing is that this coin, I believe this is what you're asking about, Factorn. It's in an accumulation like 100%. 100%. If there's going to be a rise of utility coins, this is going to be the bottom. This is going to be the accumulation lake where you will see it basically break out from. I know this was like a fair launch proof of work project. It does have a Coinbase grant or something like that. The market cap's 10 million. It's a micro cap. So this is an asymmetric bet play. I don't hold any of this. I thought about buying it at one moment in time, but I haven't. But looking at the chart, I see an accumulation lake basically. So yeah, you want to see this thing reclaim $17 and then pump out of it. But anyways, I just checked the time and I actually got to go. It's getting kind of late in the day and I got places to be. So I can't be live forever, and it is Christmas Day today. So anyways, I see Woody over here. Shout out to Woody, says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, Woody. But guys, it's Christmas Day and I've been live for like an hour and a half. So I got to run. This was a great live stream. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. Thanks for all being here. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream on Christmas Day, a little Christmas Day special. And again, Bitcoin is back testing resistance at 98 grand. Can it flip and reclaim, or was this all just a little trap for us to actually go down to 89,000? We're going to find out shortly. But in the meantime, enjoy Christmas Day with your family, everyone. Merry Christmas. My name's Connor from Crypto Empire. I'll see you all in the next video. And stay blessed, stay up, have a good one. One last time, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.